So very quickly, I'll be showing you guys how to run loops and click tracks for your Sunday services and live gigs. So first, hit tab to take you to the arrangement view. So what I like to do is delete the reverb and delay tracks. So select the reverb track, hold down Command, select the delay track and delete. I like to leave one MIDI and one audio track. So select the first MIDI track and the first audio track and delete. Drag the audio track to the top. Then hit tab to take you back to the session view. So head over to the track name, select, right click, rename. Let's call this loops. Select the MIDI track, Command R. Let's call this click. You'll see why in a bit. So next, let's import our first loop. So in the browser view, I have a folder pinned that contains about 70 different percussion loops. This will get you through any Sunday service or gospel gig. I'll leave the link in the description below. So let's take this first loop and drag it into this first slot on the in the loops track. So you can play. To preview it, this is supposed to be for the song This Is the Day by Fred Hammond. It's 106 BPM, so it helps if you know the tempo of the loop. So we'll come down to this area and choose WAP. So Ableton already knows this is 106 BPM, which is awesome. If not, you can just select and type in the actual BPM. Next, choose loop. So it actually loops. So even though Ableton knows that this is 106 BPM, the global tempo is still 120 BPM. So it will be playing at 120 BPM if you hit play. This is now 106 BPM. So let's name and set up our first scene. So this entire row all the way down here is one scene. So let's hover over this area, drag it out, and let's name this scene. Right click, rename, and let's call it loop 1. Next, right click and choose scene tempo and time signature. So let's make this loop play at 106. Select the tempo slot and type in 106. You could type in whatever BPM. If you wanted it to play at 110, type in 110. Time signature 4/4, so we don't need to change that. So now when we play this scene, now it plays at 106. So let's create another scene. Let's pick a different loop, Shabak, and drag this into the next slot. So the same thing, it's already pulled up, WAP, and Ableton already knows it's 118, which is awesome. Choose loop, so it loops. And then come back here and rename this. Let's call this loop 2. Choose the slot and type in 118 for the tempo. And the time signature is also 4/4, so we don't need to change that. So now we can play scene 1. So that's the beauty of the session view. You can switch between scenes seamlessly while you're live. So next, what we can do is create a track for just click, which was the point of this MIDI track that we created earlier. So let's choose this first slot, and I have a folder with some metronome sounds in my browser view. So I think this works. So make sure that your MIDI track is selected and then just double click. So that loads the metronome one shot sample into Simpler. So let's make it one shot, and yep, we're good. What we can now do is record a click loop, basically. So for scene 1, let's record a click loop quickly. So choose the slot, select the slot, and then play the scene, then hit record while the scene is playing to record, obviously. So double click and we can see so let's deselect this highlight scale. So let's come here and change our grid to 1/8. Then select all the notes, and then you can hit the back arrow key to move them to the start of the loop. And then come here, drag so it's just one bar. So when we play, we play our scene. So we can do the same thing for Shabak, or we could just copy, right click, copy, select the Shabak slot, right click, paste. So when we play this scene, yeah, so we're good. So now we have 2 scenes set up. You can set up as many scenes as you want and cycle through as many loops as you want for the gig or Sunday service. Now, if you had my Sunday Essentials loop pack, which is linked in the description below, let's pull that up. As you can see, we have about 72 different scenes all set up with a track just for clicks. So with this now, what you could do is you could decide what loops you wanted to use for your Sunday service. Let's say I wanted to go from this to this to this. You could select this first one, right click, change it to red. This is what I do sometimes. Select this one too, change it to red. This one, change to red as well. So yeah, and you can also actually move the scenes and rearrange them as you want. Now what you can do now that you have your project all set up is you can map keys to each scene, like to play each scene. So for this first scene, we can come over to the top here, hit key, and hit the scene play button, and then on your keypad, on your keyboard, hit 1. So for the second one, we can do the same thing, hit 2, and then deselect this. So when you hit 1 on your keyboard, you hit 2 on your keyboard. So this helps you quickly cycle between loops while you're on stage, so you're not having to like reach for your mouse or trackpad and struggle to play. So you can do that for as many loops as you want and then cycle between them without having to stop. So yeah, I'll link this template in the description below.